Tuesdays is known as $2 Tuesdays at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, where you can get the hottest handicappers' best bet or daily package for only $2.
Pitch for Wednesday, June 7th. I am Drew Martin by Brian Leonard and Dave Koken of WagerTalk.com. We got 3 games on the slate, taking your questions as well in the chat box, going around the horn here. Dave Koken, check him out, WagerTalk.com. He's got his best play up and available. We'll get his best bet for the show as well. Dave, welcome in. Happy Tuesday morning to you, buddy.
And the same to you. Yeah, looking forward to tonight's games. Also got another game in the NHL, which I don't think I'm going to play, but the Lightning Rangers series is getting pretty exciting now. 2-1. Tampa trying to tie it up tonight. NBA playoffs for fans and handicappers and bettors of that sport, of which I'm not one. Good stuff right now. And the CFL starts this week.
Yeah, a little football north of the border. Are you doing the CFL this upcoming year? I know you've dabbled in it, right?
Here and there. I'll do a spot plays. But if I see something good, I'll try and jump in. I don't play many games in the CFL, but I've had pretty good success when I do get involved.
Okay, good. Good to have another football league going strong. And we got Brian Leonard as well, guys, breaking down on the bases. He knows his hockey as well. You can check out his best bets at WagerTalk.com in both sports. For the last 5 profitable seasons in MLB, slow but strong here from Brian Leonard. Brian, welcome in, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Unfortunately, yesterday I passed, but my best play on the show was the over in the Cincinnati game, and it didn't quite get there from a range standpoint as the game was canceled. At least that bet was canceled. And hopefully the bet tonight will be played. And I do have one play up for clients today after passing yesterday, a nice 4% in the interleague action in Major League Baseball. So excited for today's card, although it is a smaller one. Once again, we don't get a lot of great matchups on today's card, and we just talked about that a second ago.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, actually, I like this first one, Brian. This is one I fired away on. So let's get after it. Heading to one of the nicest ballparks in the world, PNC Park here with the Pirates hosting the Tigers. Dave, we'll come to you first. We get 2 lefties going at it. Skubal going for the Tigers. Quintana going for the Pirates. Low total here, total of 7. And we are seeing about a -120 to -130 price tag on the road, Tigers as the favorite. You like it anything in PNC Park tonight, Dave?
Well, I'm not going against Skubal. I can tell you that. I mean, the guy's pitching great baseball for Detroit. There's no question. Well, they're probably going to get 2 All-Stars on the Tigers. Skubal, as of now, is one of them. And I would guess Miguel Cabrera will be added to the roster as a kind of an honorary pick. Was legitimately an all-star. He's been pitching phenomenal baseball for Detroit. The problem is the Tigers can't hit. They just can't hit. And therefore, I can't lay a price with them on the road. I really don't want to lay a price with them anyplace. So I can't fade Skubal. And I don't want to play on the Tigers, although they are I can tell you the Tigers are a very popular choice today among the betting market. I guess if I had to do anything, I'd take the under.
Okay, it sounded like looking toward the under for Dave there. Brian, coming to you next. A couple things I took away. Dave was touching on it. Skubal going here for the Tigers. Outside of when he's pitching, this Tigers rotation has not been very good. Just 3-19 record when Skubal's not on the hill. However, when he is on the hill, there's only one pitcher that's had at least 25 innings pitched. That's Sandy Alcantara for the Fish, in terms of having a lower ERA the past month. So this guy has been killing it. To Dave's point, looking to possibly bet on the Tigers. I guess he also said they've been a popular selection in the betting markets. Yeah. What are you thinking here in PNC tonight, Brian?
Let me just jump in and finish because I got cut off.
Okay.
The technical stuff here. I would go under first 5 if I were going to play this game, okay?
Yeah, for myself,
got it, Dave.
Yeah, for myself, I'm in agreement with Dave there. I wanted to play the under. The 7 was too low. 7.5 might have brought me in. Quintana's a guy, if you take a look at his exit velocity and hard hit percentage, it's been very good. It keeps the opposition off balance. But from a standpoint of what happens when he throws the ball, when they do hit it, his numbers aren't very good. But, he's given the Pirates actually a good season. If you were to ask up to this point in the offseason if they would take this, they would definitely take it. Scuba, I asked Dave before the season. Dave and I are usually playing in a fantasy baseball league, and we're 2 of the top 3 or 4 in the league every single year. And I asked him who he liked because he's not in the league this year, and he said Scooble. He said, I think he's going to have a tremendous year, and he's been right. Scooble's been terrific. He's dealt with problems in the past to control, but his walk rate is only 4.4% this year, which is excellent. But as Dave pointed out, this Tigers offense, they signed Javier Baez in the offseason, and he has done absolutely nothing. In fact, he's been a detriment to this team. They really don't have a bat on this team that you could really want to back this year. With a Castro with an XBA of 301, that's the best thing they have in this entire lineup here. I like the way the Pirates are playing right now. They got a lot of young guys. They're giving them a chance to play here. Don't like the pitching matchup for Pittsburgh, but I think the Pirates' offense right now is the better offense, and I didn't think I'd say that very often this year from coming out of the Pirates. So I'll be passing on this one, but I like to play the under also, but I just didn't get the line I wanted.
Just want to mention something real quickly on Baez, and he's a perfect example of a guy who was able to do pretty well when he was surrounded by good hitters. Now he's not. And he still chases pitches, and he's been absolutely terrible for this team. He's hitting under 200. I think he's got like 14 runs batted in. He's been a liability for the Tigers, and he's also, basically, in my opinion, he's just been exposed as a guy who needs to be surrounded by good hitters to be a decent hitter himself.
All right, guys, good stuff to start it. Let's head to Milwaukee for the next game. Brian, coming to you first. We get Philadelphia, the red-hot Phillies, versus the Milwaukee Brewers, who have suddenly become ice cold here, losing 5 of 6 games. However, the betting market, I was kind of surprised by this line. Pretty much a pick-em price, seeing minus 105 on the Brewers right now. 8.5 the total. Suarez versus Alexander. Are you liking anything in Milwaukee tonight, Brian?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this Milwaukee offense. They'll have big games, then they'll have a lot of games where they just don't hit the ball well. They've got 3 or 4 guys in the lineup that are decent. Some guys have been hot. Tyrone Taylor's been hot lately, and that's really helped him. But as a whole, I love the pitching staff from Milwaukee. I just don't like the hitters. And when you take a look at the pitching staff for tonight, they got Jason Alexander going, and no, he's not the Seinfeld pitcher, but he came out and pitched 1 game. Interesting stats coming out here. You take a look at your launch angle. Ranger Suarez on the season is 7.2. Jason Alexander in his first and only start, minus 14.5. Basically, it was ridiculous. He was topping every batter was topping the ball into the ground. If you could do that on a consistent basis, and we have seen this from a lot of guys that are basically guys who are ground ball pitchers, you'll have success. But that is ridiculous. Minus 14.5 launch angle. This is a guy, if you take a look at him going back to the minors, he's never been more than a 4.5 in the minors at AAA. He's not a guy I'm looking to back here. Even as good as he was in that first game, he had a 10.7 strikeout percentage, 10.7 walk percentage. So he's not going to get it done. This will probably be his last time through the lineup until they get one of their other starters back from the injured list. So not looking to play on Alexander here. The Phillies bullpen concerns me a little bit, but I do like Ranger Suarez. He also keeps the opposition off balance. 86.6 exit velocity, 32.5 hard hit percentage. But his additional numbers haven't been great either. But the Phillies offense, I think, is much better than Milwaukee's, and I don't like the starter for Milwaukee here. So I like the Phillies, but I like them better in the first 5.
Okay, good stuff, Brian. Dave, coming to you next. I need to take a second here to give you some props. I don't remember if it was Thursday or Friday, guys, of last week's show, but you can go back and rewatch it. There's a clip in there where Dave Koken said, the Phillies firing their manager. He's looking to bet on the Phillies. And sure enough, the Phillies have won 4 straight games. So tip of the cap to you, Mr. Koken. Great call there. Them winning the 4 games. And also, yeah, your thoughts on them firing the manager. Is that a betting philosophy you've been doing for a while and look to continue to do? And what are your thoughts tonight in Milwaukee?
It depends on the situation. I mean, if it's a garbage team and they fire the manager or the head coach in other sport, that doesn't mean they're going to start playing well all of a sudden because the roster sucks. But Philadelphia's roster does not suck. Now, this is one of the best lineups in baseball. I think it was a breath of fresh air when they got Girardi out of there. And I think it's only 3-0, actually. They didn't play yesterday. But I got on the Phillies immediately. And I'm going to play them until they lose 2 in a row. I'm just going to blind play them until they lose 2 in a row. I did this, had a lot of success, made a bunch of money with the Vancouver Canucks in the NHL this year. I've done it with other teams in the past. Had a massive run with Calgary a few years back in the NHL. I think it was like 11-1 or something like that before they finally lost 2 in a row. So that's it for me. It's a blind play of the Phillies. I mean, if I were to pick this game apart individually, there's some things I don't like about Ranger Suarez. The Phillies bullpen is always a concern, but I don't care. I'm already 3-0 plus, plus 8 units or something like that, betting on the Phillies and against the Angels. And I will stay on the Phillies, again, until they lose 2 in a row. Auto play for me. So that's it. I'm not handicapping any of their games individually. I'm just going to play them. You don't want to fine-tune something when you're winning with it. Just leave it alone and keep collecting the cash.
Keep it coming in. Good stuff from Dave. Guys, we got one more game. Best bets at the end. If you're liking the content, please smash the like button. And hey, we're going live here. First pitch on the WagerTalk YouTube channel, Monday through Friday, 1:45 Eastern time. Feel free to chime in the chat box if you're watching live. And also feel free to reply below in the reply section on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Any questions, what you're betting, it is all welcome, guys. Let's head out west for the last game on the card, 9:40 Eastern. First pitch here, Dave. We get the San Diego Padres hosting the New York Mets. Walker on the hill for the Metropolitans. Darvish on the hill for the Friars. -$1.25 is what I'm mostly seeing here at the WagerTalk odds screen. 7 in the hook. The total. What are you liking in Petco tonight, Dave?
Well, look, Darvish has been fantastic first 5, by the way. If you've just been backing Darvish first 5, you've done really well. He's better than Walker. I'm not a big Taiwan Walker guy. Very suppressed strikeout rate. He doesn't miss any bats. 4.6 strikeouts per 9 innings in today's baseball is absolutely terrible. His ERA is phony. I mean, if you look at his analytics, they're not good at all. So, I mean, you look at this and say, well, should bet San Diego here. And I can't argue against that, except for one thing. I'm not crazy enough to lay a price against the Mets right now. I mean, their offense is a wrecking crew. You even get close to them, and they get they're up 7-2 last night. They have a bad inning. It's 7-5. All right, we'll go out there and smash Tim Hill all over the ballpark, and it's 11-5. Eduardo Escobar hits for the cycle. First one to do that for the Mets in 10 years. First one ever to do it at Petco Park, by the way. This is the first ever cycle at Petco. There's no way I'm betting against the Mets right now, but I don't like them in this spot. So that's a pass.
Yeah, the Mets are really hot right now, Brian. I mean, 38-19, 8-2 their last 10, winning 3 straight, plus 82 run differential, first in the NL East, kind of running away too. 9 games back. That's the defending champions in the Atlanta Braves. A lot to be said here for the Mets, and they're doing this with half of their starting pitching rotation out. I mean, when they get some of these guys back, who knows? Sky's the limit here for the Mets. I like them tonight. I really do, Brian. What are your thoughts in Petco?
Yeah, they finally woke up and gave J.D. Davis some regular at-bats. And this is a guy, if you take a look at his underlying numbers, he just been tremendous all season and the season's passed, but they've always kept him in there on a part-time basis. And now that they sent one of the guys down to the minors that hasn't worked out, he's starting to get some at-bats. And along with that, the offense is starting to come around. So it's pretty bad when Eduardo Escobar hits for the cycle yesterday, and you can really look at this lineup and say he may be the seventh best hitter in this lineup. So that tells you the Mets team you're looking to back right now. And yeah, I'm with Dave. I'm usually trying to fade the pitcher, Tyrone Walker, because his numbers just has not been good. His analytics have been bad, and Darvish is a good pitcher here. But I just don't trust this San Diego offense. And, you've got guys there other than Manny Machado and Hosmer's hit for a good average, but now he's down below 300, so reality's starting to head in there. I don't trust the Padres offense, and we saw it again yesterday, is, they get the big 3-run homer by Luke Voigt, and then, of course, they give it all back and don't have the ability to come back in that game. So it would be Mets or nothing for me here, but I don't really like the pitching matchup here, so I'll be passing.
Fair enough, Brian. And guys, it is time for best bets. I'll start us off here. We got Jeffrey Moore in the chat box saying Scooble Day. Absolutely. I'm getting on the Tigers. If you're going to bet the Tigers, today's the day to do so. The lefty has been absolutely great. His last time out, 7 innings pitched, just 2 hits given up against the Twins. He's been red hot. The second lowest ERA for the past month from any pitcher in MLB that's thrown at least 25 innings. And sure enough, he's going tonight against the Pirates. Quintana on the hill for the Pirates, coming from the left side as well. He only threw 4 innings last time out, so I think Detroit can get to him. And just laying the -120 price tag, I am on the Detroit Tigers here with Scooble, the red-hot hand, 11 straight scoreless innings coming into tonight. So my best bet for Dave Koken. He's got a best bet up at WagerTalk.com. Dave, you got any final thoughts for the show, and where are you going for best bets?
Well, the best bet on my card is the first 5 over. That really fits my favorite kind of profile. 2 pitchers who can't throw strikes. You got chances from big innings when you got starters like that in. So I think that place got a good chance to get there. I am playing the Phillies again. Why not? I've been on them since they fired Girardi. I'll stay on them. And so far the results are perfect. So it's a no-brainer for me. I will keep playing the Phillies, and they are on my card tonight. 3% play, and I'll use them for the best bet here on the show.
All right, and Brian Leonard for the last 5 profitable MLB seasons, also number 1 in the NHL in net profit the last 2 years combined. Of course, playoffs in the NHL, MLB going strong. Check them out, WagerTalk.com, Brian Leonard. Brian, any final thoughts, and what do you got for best bets?
Yeah, once again, a 4% play in the interleague game after passing yesterday. We did go 4-0 on Sunday, so hopefully we keep that going for you today. Yeah, I'm in much of an agreement with Dave on Philadelphia, but I'm looking at it in a different way here. Is I'm going to play it in the first 5. Just don't trust that Philadelphia bullpen. And the situation with going against Alexander, I think, it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe Philadelphia team total over might be a better bet also. But I'm going to go with the first 5 here, looking to fade the Milwaukee pitcher who has not had a lot of success in the minors. And the only reason he's up there is because they've had to use so many pitchers this season, and they've got injured starters that are about to come back. So it wouldn't surprise me if we get a lot of the Milwaukee bullpen, which means you're not getting the best of the bullpen, which they only bring in when they're winning. So, yeah, like Dave's play, like your play, actually, and I think we got a winner here in the first 5 for Philadelphia.
All right. Hopefully a clean sweep of the board, guys, with best bets. Tigers -120 for me. That's a low water mark. Looks to be widely available -123 or so. But hey, rolling with that. Short favorites. Phillies first 5 -120 for Brian and Dave Koken. Phillies +100 on the full game. For Brian, Dave, I am Drew. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Please smash that like button. Feel free to reply below. We'll talk tomorrow. And best of luck with your bets, guys.
Tuesdays is known as $2 Tuesdays at WagerTalk.com and sportsmemo.com, where you can get the hottest handicappers' best bet or daily package for only $2.